This is Windhero from speedsolving.com. Today I will be discussing the ShengShou 4x4 and, to be exact, the fifth and newest version of the puzzle. According to many speedcubers, the fifth version is so good straight out of the box that it doesn't actually need the most popular mods to it that are called the Florian and Konsta mods. On the background you can see me solving a version 5 ShengShou 4x4 straight out of the box. It has no mods done to it, it has stock stickers and the stock lube it comes with. After this average of 12 hand-scrambled solves, I took the cube apart, Konsta-modded it and lubricated only the core with a mixture of differential and shock oil with a weight of approximately 35 to 40 K. For more details of specific parts of the video on the background, check the description for timestamps. The Konsta mod is a mod done to the internal pieces of a 4x4 generally, and the purpose is to shave off any sharp edges to allow better insertion of pieces during a solve. This makes lockups of inner layers happen very rarely and basically helps reduction phase of the solve, which counts for about 2/3 of the solve in total. The Konsta mod is very easy to do and very much worth it. In the version 5 of this cube, the inner pieces are already very round, and the Konsta mod that needs to be done is very minor and very fast to do, even if you only have sandpaper or a nail file to work with. Based on my results and my past personal experience, it helps a lot. When talking about lockups, the most important number of data, in my opinion, is the standard deviation of the solves. This basically tells you how far away from each other your solves are. If standard deviation is high, it usually means you have a very fast and a very slow solve in the average, and that the times are very shattered around the average. A low standard deviation means that you constantly perform at the same times. A high standard deviation therefore implies that there might be things that slow down your solve a lot, like lockups or even pops. I recorded a 6.84 second standard deviation for the out-of-the-box cube and a 4.81 second standard deviation for the Konsta-modded cube. This is a 42% improvement, which is huge. With more testing, I'm sure the improvement would even out lower, but I'm willing to bet that there would still be a noticeable difference, meaning that the Konsta mod is still in fact worth it with the version 5 of this cube. Remember that this video is only my perception of the cube, and none of the statistics should be taken as an absolute truth. It is argued that breaking in the cube equals a mod in some scenarios, but I don't really believe in the magical power of breaking in. When you really think of it, it can only affect the tensions, as just turning and corner cutting simply cannot shave off any generous amount of plastic. With the version 5, the internal pieces are already so close to a perfect Konsta mod, the breaking in could actually make a perfect Konsta mod. However, just modding it is much faster. Also keep in mind that a modded cube needs breaking in as well. When I Konsta modded my pieces, I assembled the cube with the stock tensions and the cube turned out a bit loose. I gave a full twist to each screw on each side, and now the cube turns as it should. The inner layers do not lock up, they are very fast, but the cube is still not too loose, as in it is very stable. In the last part of this video, I'm doing an average of 12 3x3 phase solves with a Florian and Konsta modded, well lubed and broken in 4x4 version 4, and I will compare it to a Konsta modded ShengShou 4x4 version 5 with stock stickers and mostly stock lube. I used the same scrambles for both averages. Now some of you may think that the average I do first is disadvantaged, as I have never seen or done those scrambles at least today, whereas with the latter average of 12 I have. You are right. However, I did the Prima Vista average of 12 with the cube with nice half-bright stickers, both mods, and great lubrication for this reason. This should have made the gap between the two smaller, assuming that the Florian mod actually helps with lockups. The result reflects that is exactly. Even though my Florian modded average situation was at a disadvantage, I got a standard deviation of 2.26 seconds compared to a 2.95 second standard deviation with the unmodded cube. This is a 30% improvement with the mod. My conclusion is that both mods definitely improve the performance of this puzzle, even though the version 5 is pretty decent straight out of the box without any modifications to it. The Konsta mod is so fast to do that I suggest everyone does it. The Florian mod takes quite a long time, even with a rotary tool, so it might take some long nerves. However, if you want the best of the best, you should do both of the mods. My estimate is that both mods take at least 6 to 8 hours to do from scratch if you only have sandpaper and a nail file. With a rotary tool, this time can be cut significantly, but the risk of over-modding is much bigger, and I don't recommend it to complete beginners. Over-modding the puzzle ruins it, so as many others have said before me, it's better to mod too little rather than too much, as you can always go back at it after under-modding. Also, something I've noticed about ShengShou puzzles is that the low price is directly reflected in the quality of the assembly. The screws are made of a very soft material and they break easily while screwing, and I've found lots of misplaced, missing or even double washers on several occasions of disassembling a ShengShou puzzle. If you want to take the puzzle to bits, pay attention not to ruin it whilst doing so. As far as I know, ShengShou does not offer DIY kits, which I'll hope there will be in the future. The only problem with the ShengShou puzzles that I know of is actually that the cubes are assembled like crap, and they actually can send you a ruined cube. For example, if you have a stuck washer inside the cube, or if you have double washers, or if your screw is broken so that you can't loop the core, the puzzle is ruined. You can't fix it anyway. No one sells the DIY parts, and except for some, and those who do sell the DIY parts sell them for such a high price that it would be just cheaper to buy a whole cube from China. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or ask me with a private message on speedsolving.com. Once again, thanks for watching. Bye.